Hey everyone, welcome to Continuous Thunder. Today we're going to talk about Ariana Grande's new album, Thank You Next, out now on Republic Records. This is the pop singer's fifth album, coming out hot on the heels of her last album, Sweetener, which was released only 6 months ago. This album also comes after a very difficult year for the singer, with events including the death of her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller and a very short relationship and engagement to Saturday Night Live cast member Pete Davidson. With this album, Grande is further establishing herself among today's top pop stars. Now, I do want to give a little bit of a disclosure. This really isn't a genre of music that I get too excited about, but I've always at least respected Ariana Grande because she actually has vocal talent to back up all the hype surrounding her. That being said, first listens in this album weren't that boring to me, which is already a good sign. I also want to give major respect to Grande and her producers for actually creating a proper album, instead of just a few singles with a bunch of filler or just a compilation of singles, which is becoming more prevalent in today's streaming-centric culture. Production is super slick, like you'd expect on a major pop release. There's a nice collection of ballads and bangers on here. Some songs have trap-inspired beats, and others, namely Fake Smile and Makeup, have almost lo-fi sounding beats. Makeup in particular has a particularly fun, off-kilter, Broken Machine sounding beat that I really enjoyed. All of the instrumentals fit the song well. Nothing gets way too overblown or overproduced or overdone, and all of the samples that they use fit the songs that they're used in very well. Lyrically, this album feels like straight therapy for Grande, and this goes back to her and her producers putting together an actual cohesive album. We're given very personal looks into her reflections on past relationships in songs like Imagine and Ghostin' and In My Head, and also the various things that she did, good or bad, to cope with the things that happened over the past year in songs like Bloodline or Bad Idea or Seven Rings. I also think it's worth noting that this is the first album in Grande's discography that has no features on any songs, making this 100% her album and further adding to the personal nature of the songs. The ultimate conclusion to all this comes in the title track, Thank You Next, where Grande says that she's grateful for all of her exes and they've all taught her how to love and better take care of herself. Some people even theorize that the last track, Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored, continues this, especially after the release of the music video, which seems to suggest that the girlfriend in the title is Grande herself, and she wants the man in the song to break up with her so she can focus on loving herself. However, I personally was having a little trouble reconciling this theory with the actual lyrics of the song. All of this put together makes for a pretty decent modern pop album, but there are a couple points of criticism that I have. While I don't mind what she's trying to say in the track NASA, I find the chorus hook to be a little annoying. Also, along with the questionable bragging over retail therapy and Seven Rings, the repurposing of the melody of My Favorite Things just isn't working for me, especially when you go back and you consider the lyrics of the original song appear to be finding joy in simple things that money can't buy, and here it's being reused in a song that brags about receipts looking like phone numbers. The song as a whole is a mashup of previous hip-hop tropes, and while I'm sure it's going to turn into a treat yourself anthem,
Treat yourself.
I personally think it's full of bad ideas, both musically and financially. Apart from that, this is a very solid release, and it's quite possibly the best album that Ariana Grande has released so far. And all that being said, I give Thank You Next 4 out of 5. And that's going to do it for this edition of Continuous Thunder. Thank you so much for watching. And I'd actually like to know your thoughts. Did you listen to this album? Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Would you rate it differently? Is there anything that I didn't cover that you'd like to discuss a little more? Go ahead and leave all that down in the comments. Also, any suggestions that you have for improvements on this channel would be appreciated. This is still kind of a work in progress. I'm still trying to figure things out, so bear with me a little bit, but I would welcome any constructive criticism you can offer. Also, I will accept any suggestions that you have for the next album I should review, so go ahead and leave those down in the comments as well. Also, be sure to like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell if you want to know whenever I put new stuff out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.